What's up, everyone? Marc Lobliner, TigerFitness.com. A little bit of change. Some change will do you good. Do you good. Was that Alanis Morissette who sung that song? I want to talk about change. Change can be the most frightening thing you ever experience in your life. Change can be something that mortifies you. Change can be something that takes you out of your comfort zone and puts you into somewhere where you're not comfortable, but you're doing new things. Change might also make it where you're up here and you got to come down here in order to go up here. And I want to talk about some different things related to change, from diet to training to career, where you can understand my thought process, at least how it's developed today, on change. On dieting, I believe that refeeds are essential. Refeeds during a contest prep diet, if you're under a certain level of body fat, mainly, in my opinion, provide a psychological relief from being calorically restricted by adding extra carbs to your diet. It also gives your body a chance to replete, get some glycogen in you, and also will fuel you for a few workouts because of that increased glycogen and carbohydrate in your body. If you've ever tried training while severely depleted, you'll find that your training is lacking. It's not that good, and you're going to lack endurance. So that's one thing it does. I think the mental aspect of it is fantastic, as well as you have the physical aspect. Could it potentially increase leptin? There's a lot of hormones involved, thyroid hormone. Whether a transient increase in carbohydrate will add much to it, I don't know. There's the Minnesota study that contradicts it. There's a lot of different studies. However, I like it mainly because we take enough time pre-contest to diet. We take 20 to 30 weeks, if you're at 15% body fat or less even, to diet nice and slow and make sure that you're doing it. So one thing is, caloric change in your diet is something that, while it might freak you out that you're going to gain all your fat back, if it's a controlled refeed or even a controlled free meal that I allow some of my clients, depending on their genetics, as a coach. By the way, my coaching information is in the description box, or else everybody will post down below, how do I contact Marc as a coach? And I still have a little bit of space for the rest of the summer, although I'm packing up fast because I really just don't have much time to devote as much attention as I should. Everybody gets daily check-ins, so I can't handle 8 million clients like a cookie cutter coach, because I actually get results and I don't just fucking guess, and I don't kill your metabolism. And I like to keep you as healthy as possible, although dieting is inherent, especially for contest prep, is inherently unhealthy. So you will still have risks of some health issues as you're prepping, just because your body fat's going to be low. It is what it is. I'm not going to bullshit you. My diet, you're not even hungry. Shut the fuck up. If you're dieting, you're calorically restricting yourself, you're going to be fucking hungry. Unless you're eating 12 pounds of celery a day, then you're just going to be mad because you're eating fucking celery all day. Number 2 is training. Sometimes, I get in a rut where I'm training, like I was doing volume training and I went to Dorian Yates training. I got great gains. I gained like 5 or 10 pounds the first time I did Dorian type training. Just changing training as a variable. My diet is consistent year round. And then, check it out. Then I went back to doing volume after being scared to go from Dorian, and I gained another 5 pounds. The beginning of my career, when I was still modeling for Men's Fitness and as well as other magazines, I went to full body training, which I made great gains on. From there, I started at powerlifting training, which I made fantastic gains on. What I'm saying is, if you're in a rut training, sometimes some change will do you good. Career. My career, I will say that one of the toughest decisions I made was to leave Weeder Publications. I was making fantastic money. I was moving up the totem pole. I had a video on success, and I said that by the age of 21, I was making 6 figures, and that's not a lie. How did I do that? Well, my college, I graduated college early. I started at Weeder at 19 years old. I worked my way up, and when I started there, I killed it as far as commission's concerned because I overproduced. No such thing as overproducing, just underproducing. Underproducing is not going 120%. I literally killed my quota. So if I told you the actual number of how much I brought in my early 20s, you'd freak. Just because I worked 18-hour fucking days. And the other 2 hours a day I was training and I was doing my modeling on the side, and it was a good time. It was a good time. I am very fortunate to have that opportunity, but that only goes so far. What I did is I grabbed that opportunity by the balls, I twisted them until they came out of the throat. I was good to go. It was great, a great opportunity, and it made me who I am today. I sacrificed, and I'm here. And my money was made in publishing. I'm not, scamming people. I don't have to. At the end of the day, I worked my ass off in corporate America. I still do some side things, consulting for firms on Wall Street and investment firms. People just see this side of me, the YouTube, like, ah, and I like that side. That side's cool and all, but I put on a suit, a tie, and I go in and I talk to these executives, and there's very few marketing people in this world who have the knowledge that I do about textbook as well as new age marketing. So, and not just for this industry. This industry is still in diapers when it comes to that. I'm talking about mainstream approaches to marketing beyond this industry. But leaving Weider to found InStone with Sylvester Stallone, among other people, that was scary. I did it and it failed. It's a bad choice. But because of that failure, I went and I started Scivation. And that was a great choice because it gave me a chance to, make a name for myself. So while the change I made was a mistake, it led to greater things in my future. Change is tough. And those are just 3 examples. And I want to go into how sometimes you might not want to change, but don't be afraid to change if it's in your heart to do what's best for everybody involved, including yourself. Whether you're supporting a family, whether you're running a business, whether you're trying to make gains, whether you're trying to give advice to people. You need to think. You need to do your Ben Franklin chart. I do those all the time. I probably have 20 of them in my trash can right now where you do a line down the middle, pros, cons. And you look at the pros and the cons, and sometimes the cons might outweigh the pros. But the main reason for that pro, that might be the clincher right there. What is the main reason? Is your heart no longer in it? Is your heart somewhere else? Like at Weider, my heart wasn't in it anymore. I couldn't do it. I couldn't work and sell. It was actually American media when I left, but selling ads for the Inquirer and the Star and Country Weekly, that wasn't where my heart was at. I started in this industry because my dad was dying of type 2 diabetes and my mom is a drug addict. And I started in this industry, my legit, and this isn't a bullshit lie. I can see the comments down below. Oh, he's just a Jewish salesman. I'm not even really Jewish other than the fact that I'm circumcised and my grandfather was in Auschwitz. Other than that, both of my grandmothers were either Protestant or Catholic. My mom converted, but she did serve in the IDF, Israeli Defense Force. So if you want to consider me Jewish for that, that's fine. I do have the nose. But at the end of the day, that's what people are going to say. But really, I started in this industry to make a difference. And I believe I have. And I get emails and messages every day saying how I've changed people's lives. And that's worth more than any dollar I can earn. Okay? If you can do something you love and help people in the process and look yourself in the eye and look your kids in the eyes and say that you've done the right thing, then you did the right thing. So change is hard. But sometimes it's necessary to move on to the next phase of your life. Sometimes it's necessary to make things happen. Sometimes it's necessary to improve yourself and improve everybody else around you and improve your future prospects in business, in training, and in diet. Guys, I appreciate everything. Always look at the big picture when you make decisions. If the big picture says this is the best move for you, it might hurt and it might cause some short-term suffering, but in the end, you might just find a little piece of heaven. I'm Marc Lobliner, TigerFitness.com. Because making a change and making gains